Hey Tarot friends, it's Jade here with Tarot Truth. Welcome back to my channel. I am here to do a walkthrough of the Tarot de Maria Celia. This is by Leonard Jim Narciso. And it is very cute. It is by US Games. So, does it say actually? It does not. I don't see. I'm just curious as to whether it's inspired by a specific deck. Like the Tarot Classic, for example, right? By US Games is inspired by the Claude Burdel 18th century deck. And so I was just curious whether it said that on the box, but I don't see that. It just says that it's inspired by Marseille style woodcut decks. And it blends faux vintage elements with modern illustration techniques. So that's curious. Anyways, it's beautiful. It's a cute little tin. This was another one of those where I don't know why I sort of waited so long to get, but it does have this little white book. It's US Games. Oh, it actually has French in it. I'm shocked. Okay. It's got English and French. And I suspect that's probably because they sell it on Amazon in Canada. And in order to sell in Canada, you have to have bilingual stuff. Anyways, I think that's true. There's the Tarot de Maria Celia in terms of how it fares against a regular size tarot card. There you go. So it's about half an inch, 13 millimeters. Not less wide, and about 1.25 inches or 30 millimeters shorter. That is actually a Lenormand deck, but it's the same size as a tarot deck. Okay, so it's small. This is these are the backs. They're beautiful. I love these backs so much. I really want this deck in a full tarot size deck. Like, please, somebody. Leonard Jim Narciso. Not that you'll ever see this, but if you would produce this in a full-size tarot deck, I would appreciate it very much. All right, Filipino artist and illustrator Leonard Jim Narciso has been designing tarot decks for over a decade. His decks reflect his interest in a wide variety of artistic styles. His charming Vanessa Tarot was published in 2006 by US Games. Oh my God, yes, I ordered another deck. I just ordered the Vanessa Tarot, and that actually arrives tomorrow. I didn't realize it was by this same artist. Love it. Okay. So these are not in order, but look how stinking cute these are. I love the color, love the color palette. I love just the old style school, stained look of it. I love that they didn't use the weird eyes on traditional TDM. Oh, maybe I spoke too fast. But, well, hers aren't really too weird. They're just, she's a mature woman, so maybe those are just bags under her eyes. I have some pretty good bags under my eyes right now. These are adorable. I love them so much. I do not know why I waited so long, but I've been really getting into Tarot de Marseille this year. I always loved, adored the ancient Italian style decks. And frankly, please don't hate me, but this is just my preference, but frankly, I prefer them to the Tarot de Marseille. But these are pretty good. These are pretty nice, I have to say. I do want to learn the TDM. I actually read the ancient Italian decks very much like the Tarot de Marseille. And so I have been studying the system, and in my studies, I've also been, I do have I do have maybe about 4 decks now, 4 decks, 3 decks, because I sold a couple. I sold my Tattoo Tarot, and I also let go of my Tarot Siren by Wandering Oracle. I have the Marsiglia Classico, and now this one, and I have Tarot Classic, which is based on a Claude Bardel 17th century deck, and I have the Classico Marsiglia, which just says Tarot Classic in Italian, by Il Merigallo. And I've been appreciating them more, the artwork and whatnot. Still not, they're still not my favorites. My favorite is still and will always be the Italian decks, but just, I don't know, like, this one is really nice, actually. This one's very nice. Like, the faces are much more human looking, whereas I find a lot of the TDM decks, they look like weird. They look weird. They don't look like humans. The faces, and they just look very odd. It's just my opinion, okay? Maybe I'm weird. You can have a different opinion. That's okay. And like I said, I'm learning to appreciate it. They just don't have to be my favorite. It has that sort of like tea-stained watercolor kind of look, like, I love that effect. I love my Sopraffino for, like, part of the reason I love my Sopraffino is because of that same effect. They've left all of the, in the original deck, the original deck was coffee, probably not tea, probably espresso, stained, or wine stains. The makers of the the version that's out, I guess, in the mass market, it's the Ancient Italian deck by Lo Scarabeo. I have that, but I also have the Il Merigallo version. The Il Merigallo version, so the Lo Scarabeo version has been cleaned up, so there's no stains or anything. It's just a plain card. It might as well have been made today. The Il Merigallo version has all of these like coffee stains or wine stains, whatever, on the card, as there would have been on the original deck. I think that one is actually a combination of 2 decks, or at least that's what I've heard. I've not done my own research on that one. This is beautiful too. I've been doing a lot of learning about, all of the imagery on the cards, on these cards, and like what the all the foliage means in the different cards, and what the colors mean, and the directionality. I've been really enjoying learning this system, I have to say. And to some extent, I do find that, and don't get me wrong, I love the RWS system. I use it. I mean, I have like a shit ton of decks. So obviously I love it, but my opinion, and I'm not it's my opinion, is that the pip style decks, so I'm counting TDM, Ancient Italian, even other pip style decks, are more freeing, less restrictive than the RWS system decks. And the reason I say that is because, you know, if you're looking at let's see here, 7 of Wands, if you're looking at this card, you're not given a whole lot to go on, right? So you're using numerology, you're using colors, you're using directionality, you're using, you know, the images, like the state of the foliage and which way things are pointing and all that kind of stuff, which is quite freeing. Whereas in a RWS deck, the image that's on the cards actually sort of directs your attention, directs your interpretation in some way, or it can, you know, it doesn't have to, but it can. And so for that reason, I'm really finding that the TDM or the pip style decks are, I'm really enjoying them for that reason. But like I said, I will never get rid of my RWS decks. I love them. Anybody that knows me, if you've watched my channel, I've got a crap ton of deck walkthroughs and more decks coming in the mail as well. So those, you know, I'm not bashing anything. It's just, that's just my opinion in terms of the readability. So that is the Tarot de Maria Celia. And I love it. If you have this deck, let me know. I would love to hear how you work with it. Okay, so the other thing I would love to hear, I know that there are some people, I mean, I guess there's purists and everything, right? Like, I'm a wool snob. I don't like acrylic. I will not use acrylic unless it's blended with a good portion of wool. So there's, you know, that kind of snobbery, I guess, in everything, right? In anything. And I know that with tarot decks, that is something. And in particular, I've been seeing on Facebook, in the TDM groups that I'm in, some people really get so anxious and so upset about people calling certain decks Tarot de Marseille versus pip style decks. So even a deck like the I don't have it here, but even a deck like the Marshmallow Marseille, you know, people are like, that is not a Marseille deck because, you know, like, it's got pink horses. You know, whatever. It doesn't have the same color palette as the original, but there isn't one original TDM, so whatever. I'm just curious as to what your thoughts are and what your thoughts are on this deck. Are you, you know, are you a purist, must a TDM deck? Actually, this doesn't even say Tarot de Marseille. Inspired by Tarot de Marseille style. So anyways, I'm curious, would you call this a TDM deck or would you call it a TDM style deck? I'm just curious. Please don't, keep it respectful. Don't start casting anything. I'm just really curious about how people feel about certain decks, so, and certain things. Anyway, I hope you enjoy. I really love this deck. I hope you love it too. And let me know if you have it. And if you like this video, please do hit the like and subscribe button. It does help. And I will talk to you later. Bye.